learner students, you note that 0, 4 is lying on the positive part of y-axis, that is above x-axis, and already I have discussed that if the point lies above the x-axis, you have to express the amplitude or argument in the positive angle form. Here, therefore, the amplitude will be pi by 2. Therefore, 0 less than minus theta by 2 less than pi by 2. Now, if we add pi by 2 to each, next sum, as mentioned earlier, we have to simplify first 1 plus I whole cube, then a plus b whole cube form 1 cube, that means 1 plus 3 a square b, that means 3 into 1 square into I, that is 3i, plus 3 1 into I square, 3i square, plus I cube, minus 1 minus 3i plus 3i square minus I cube. Then we use I square equal to minus 1, I cube equal to minus I. It will be 1 plus 3i minus 3 minus I minus 1 minus 3i minus 3 plus I. Minus I cube equal to plus I. Now we remove brackets. 1 minus 3, that means minus 2, 3i minus I, 2i, minus, I keep the brackets, minus 2 minus 2i, minus 2 plus 2i, plus 2 plus 2i. Therefore, these two are cancelled, 4i. Now if I take it as z, therefore finally what we get, z equal to 4i. Now if I express that in the standard form, that will be here a equal to a equal to 0, b equal to 4. Now let me discuss different results, that is, those are related to this sum. First of all, complex conjugate of z is equal to a plus ib form, a minus ib, that means minus 4i. Then modulus that is equal to root over 0 square plus 4 square, that means modulus will be 4. Then we find amplitude or argument, amplitude z. For that, already I have discussed earlier you first write the given complex number in coordinates form. That means it is 0, 4. 0, 4 which lies on the positive part of the x-axis. Therefore, positive part of the y-axis. Therefore, in this case, you can write that also in the rough space, r cos theta equal to 0, I r sin theta equal to 4. Then what you get? Tan theta equal to 4 by 0. From here, we see division by 0. Sometimes it may be confusing. For that, we note the coordinates 0, 4. Coordinate of the complex number on the argand plane or jet plane or complex plane. 0, 4 lies on the y-axis, above the y-axis, and that angle will be pi by 2. Therefore, amplitude z will be pi by 2. Learner students, you note that 0, 4 is lying on the positive part of y-axis, that is above x-axis. And already I have discussed that if the point lies above the x-axis, you have to express the amplitude or argument in the positive angle form. Here, therefore, the amplitude will be pi by 2. Then, next matter is that you may require to express the complex number in modulus amplitude form. I mentioned that modulus amplitude form of z is equal to, first I'll write that mod z cos theta plus I sin theta. Modulus z within brackets cos theta plus I sin theta, where theta is pi by 2. That is equal to mod z already 4. This is the modulus amplitude form. Next sum is this one, 3 minus 4i divided by 4 minus 2i within brackets 1 plus I. To express that in the standard form or in the form of a plus ib, first we have to remove the denominator. I proceed like this. First I take this as z. Therefore, z equal to first 3 minus 4i I have taken two common factor, then we multiply both numerator and denominator by the complex conjugate of the product of this one. For that, we multiply first. 2 minus I square, that means plus 1 plus 2i minus I, that will be equal to 3 minus 4i, 2 within brackets 3 plus I. Now I multiply both numerator and denominator by 3 minus I. Therefore, z equal to 3 minus 4i into 3 minus I, 2. If I multiply 3 plus I by 3 minus I, we get 9 plus 1. Now we multiply 9 plus 4i square minus 4, then minus 12i minus 3i divided by 10 into 2, 20. That is equal to 5 minus 15i by 20. That is equal to 5 by 20 minus 15 by 20 into I. Therefore, z equal to 1 by 4 minus 3 by 4 into I. Form of a plus ib. Here a is equal to 1 by 4, b equal to minus 3 by 4. Now, after getting that z, which has been expressed in the form a plus ib, we can find conjugate of z, that is z bar is equal to 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 into I. Now we find modulus of this complex number. Modulus will be mod z root over a square plus b square. You can write the original form 1 by 4 here I have ignored minus sign as there is square. Therefore, it will be next sum. Numerator 1, denominator 1 minus cos theta minus I sin theta. I take that first z. Now, I solve like this, 1 minus cos theta. Already you have learned this identity. 1 minus cos theta, 2 therefore, z equal to 1 by 2 sine square theta by 2 minus I can write sin theta 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. Then 2 sin theta by 2 is the common factor, 1 by 2 sin theta by 2, within brackets it will be sin theta by 2 minus I cos theta by 2. Here this part is of the form A minus IV. Therefore, we have to multiply both numerator and denominator by sin theta by 2 plus I cos theta by 2. Therefore, Z equal to 2 sin theta by 2 sin theta by 2 plus I cos theta by 2, and this one will be, if we multiply this by sin theta by 2 plus I cos theta by 2, it will be finally sin square theta by 2 plus cos square theta by 2 means 1. Therefore, sin theta by 2 by sin theta by 2, that is 1, plus I into cos theta by 2 divided by sin theta by 2, this one. Therefore, Z equal to half plus I into half cot theta by 2. This is of the form A plus IB. Here A equal to half, B equal to half cot theta by 2. Now we don't know the value of theta, though theta will lie in between 0 and 2 pi. If I consider values which is lying in between 0 degree and 360 degree, then theta by 2. First of all, I find the complex conjugate, that is Z bar half minus I into half cot theta by 2. Then find modulus. One-fourth will be common, that means half one plus cot square theta by 2 cosec square theta by 2. Therefore, cosec theta by 2. Since we don't know cosec theta by 2, for writing the modulus, we apply modulus of cosec theta by 2. As modulus cannot be negative, therefore modulus of Z will be this one. Now to get the amplitude or argument, we write that I take, since theta is used, therefore I take phi amplitude. Here R is the modulus, therefore tan phi, that will be equal to this divided by this, that means cot of theta by 2. Since left side is in tan form, therefore I express that now we have to discuss the matter. If theta lies within 0 degree and pi, or 0 radian, pi radian, then theta by 2 will be less than pi by 2. Therefore, amplitude in that case, if therefore 0 less than theta by 2 less than pi by 2, therefore pi by 2 minus theta by 2 greater than 0. Therefore, if minus pi less than theta less than 0, then minus pi by 2 less than theta by 2, therefore 0 less than minus theta by 2 less than pi by 2. Now if we add pi by 2 to each, therefore in that case also we see that this angle is lying in the second quadrant, therefore phi will be equal to that means amplitude in both cases will be pi by 2 minus theta by 2. Therefore this sum is solved. Next sum. X square plus 5 plus iy and 3y plus 2ix or 2xi are two conjugate complex number, where we have to find the values of x, y. X square plus 5 is real and y is the imaginary part. Therefore, complex conjugate of this one is x square plus 5 minus iy. As per sum, x square plus 5 minus iy is equal to 3y plus 2xi. Now we have learned already, if z1 equal to z2, then real part will be equal to real part, imaginary part will be equal to imaginary part. If I take z1 as x1 plus iy1, z2 as x2 plus iy2, then real parts will be equal, imaginary parts will be equal, equating real and imaginary parts. X square plus 5 is equal to 3y and minus y is equal to 2x. Here real part is x square plus 5, real part 3y on the right side. Imaginary part on the left is minus y, imaginary part on the right is 2x. Now we have to solve these two equations to get the values of x and y. Therefore, x square plus 5 is equal to minus 3 into 2x. I have put the value of y here, or x square plus 6x plus 5 equal to 0. Now resolving this, we shall get x plus 5, x plus 1 equal to 0, from which x equal to minus 1, minus 5. For x equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 2, 2 for x equal to minus 5, y equal to minus 2, minus 5, 10. Therefore, x equal to minus 1, y equal to 2, or x equal to minus 5, y equal to 10. These are the two pairs of values of x and y. Answer.